Hey guys, welcome back to today's video. So today we have the 2020 electoral map if Donald Trump keeps his promises. Of course, this means like building the wall. I'm going to turn the volume off so you guys don't hear that throughout the video. But yeah, so if Donald Trump keeps his promises, we'll see how the electoral map pretty much turns out for essentially Trump versus a Democrat, just assuming that he goes up against anyone really. I'm not going to pick specific candidates because then it would drastically change the map. So we'll start off with the safe states, respectively. Pretty much a lot of these safe states up in the Northeast. Safe, I would consider 11% plus, so I would consider that pretty much safe for either candidate. But in this case, it's just a typical Democrat versus Donald Trump. So I'm just going to fill in the map as Donald Trump would perform, not as a specific Democrat would perform against Donald Trump. So right now we have 182 electoral votes for the Democrat and 0 for Donald Trump. Of course, we're going to fill in his respective states. So obviously, if he keeps his promises, all of Nebraska would be considered safe, except for that one congressional district we'll come back to. But it would still be red. But pretty much a number of these states would be considered safe for Donald Trump if he keeps his promises. Obviously, they went to him by overwhelming margins back in 2016, so they'd likely go to him again up in Maine. Their second district would pretty much be safe. So looking at the map, 164 electoral votes for Donald Trump to 182 for the Democrat. Now we're going to start going into likely states. Arizona pretty much would be likely for the president, 5 to 10%. Georgia as well. Up in Nebraska, again, that one also I would consider it to be likely. Iowa, Ohio. I mean, if Donald Trump keeps his promises, obviously it's going to be it's going to be tilted in his favor. As for the lean or the likely Democratic states, you know, that includes Virginia, but actually not, depending on who the candidate is. But since we're not factoring that in, but New Mexico would be lean blue. Maine's first district would be pretty much lean blue, well, likely blue, my bad. But now we're going to start by filling in respective likelies for either candidate. So, of course, if Donald Trump keeps his promises, he would win Florida again. North Carolina, he pretty much won by building onto his base here. Up in Maine, if Donald Trump really keeps his promises, he can definitely expand on a number of voters up in Maine. I think that would be lean red. Over in Virginia, though, I still think this one is leaning blue by a small margin. Even though if Donald Trump keeps his promises, Virginia voters didn't really like him the first time. Although Hillary Clinton did have Tim Kaine on her ticket, I still think a Democrat would have won it regardless. Whereas Maine has shown more of a drastic shift, coming from Obama plus 15 to around Clinton plus 3, especially in that second district where Obama won by double digits, and then Trump also won by double digits. Again, big shifts in a lot of these swing states, whereas Virginia has been consistently blue from 2008 onward. Going over to Colorado, though, I would still leave this one as lean blue. But over in Nevada, that's a state that I would consider lean red for Donald Trump, of course, the incumbent president, because I think that since Hillary Clinton, she outperformed polls here, but Donald Trump's approval rating here is pretty much higher than it is anywhere else in the country. To be honest, that one's more of a pure toss-up. Over in New Hampshire, that's a little tough. New Hampshire, he could definitely expand on voters there, winning him a base, but, you know, if he keeps his promises, this is how the electoral map could turn out. Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. All three states that he won back in 2016 would pretty much be leaning for him again, even if he did keep his promises, because he didn't win by a majority. He won by a plurality, so he would definitely still have to gain voters if those third-party voters come out and vote for the Democrat. So he would need to get over that 50% mark, which is why I'm leaving it as lean. And the state of Minnesota, I would also leave that one as lean for Donald Trump, considering that would be the state that he could possibly flip if he keeps his promises and is a good president, meaning his approval rating is actually higher than what it is right now. So 328 electoral votes for Donald Trump and 210 for the Democrat. This probably won't be the actual scenario for obvious reasons, but this is just if Donald Trump keeps his promises and I guess is a good president. So thank you guys for watching this video. Comment down suggestions below, and I'll see you all tomorrow.